welcome back to the Warner Kitchen.
Hey Dad,
What?
you forgot your peppy towel.
Oh yes. What was I thinking? I forgot the peppy towel. There we go. Got to have peppy in here. So girls, what are we going to make today?
Rice-a-Roni.
Rice. You remember Rice-a-Roni way back? They probably still make it, but it was Rice-a-Roni, the San Francisco treat. Well, today we're going to make Rice-a-Roni, fill in the blank of your town. So in my case, it's Rice-a-Roni, the Allen treat. So come on over here and we'll show you how to do it. I'll put Peppy up there on the counter. Now, this is really an easy process, but there are a couple of important things. First of all, we have our spices, which I've already measured out, but it's in the recipe below. We have 1 teaspoon of parsley flakes. We have about a half a teaspoon each of thyme, garlic powder, onion powder, and turmeric and salt. Now I've put a little more turmeric in because we like turmeric, and you can do whatever you want to do. And so I've already measured that out in this little container. And the other ingredients are rice, of course, and pasta. But now here's the secret on the pasta. We're going to use regular old pasta. And what you need to do is you need to break it into little pieces. And I've just left a couple here. You see I've got a bunch in there. It doesn't really matter how long, but you just take your fingers and break it up into small little pieces. And they're going to be mixed in with the rice. So I just left a few here that I'll do. Okay, there we go. And so they're all broken into here. And so now what we have, the other ingredient we have is olive oil and some chicken stock. And so here's the first step. I'm going to do it in the Instant Pot, but you can do it on the stove as well. But I've got a hot Instant Pot here, and I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons of olive oil in there. And then we're going to toast the rice and the pasta before we add the other ingredients. So I'm going to put in the rice, 1 cup. I'm going to put in about 2 ounces of the pasta. And then I'm going to start to stir. And what we want to do is we want to get every piece of rice and every piece of pasta coated with oil. And that's actually a trick if you're just doing regular rice. Before you put the water or chicken stock in, you can put a little oil in there and stir it around and get everything coated with oil. In fact, we not only want it coated, we're going to get it toasty. So I'm going to stop the video now, and we're going to come back in a few minutes once it's a little toasty, and we'll do the rest of the process. All right, we've been sauteing this for about 5 minutes. Sweetie, come in here and take a look. You can see that the pasta is starting to brown a little bit. You can smell the toastiness of it, and so we're ready to go. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our seasoning mix that we already measured out, and I'm just going to put that in there and stir that into the pasta and the rice just a little bit, just to get it evenly distributed. And then I'm going to put the chicken broth, it's 1.5 cups of chicken broth in, and stir that pretty good. I'm going to turn off the saute and go to pressure cook in just a minute when I put the lid on, but just make sure it's stirred up good. Now if you were doing this on the stove, you would bring it to a boil, cover it, turn it to low, and let it sit for about 15-20 minutes, and it would be done. But in the Instant Pot, we're going to put the lid on, seal it, and we're going to do pressure cook. We're going to do pressure cook for about 8 minutes. And so we'll let that go for 8 minutes, and then we're going to let it naturally release pressure for a little while, but we'll come back in a little bit once it's done cooking. Well, as you can see, our 8 minutes of cooking under pressure is up. And now we're going to let it do a natural release for 10 minutes and then do a quick release and to see our final product. If you were doing this on the stove, you would let it go on a simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes, then turn off the heat and let it sit covered for an additional 10 minutes. We'll see you in 10 minutes. All right, we've had the natural pressure release for 10 minutes. I did a quick release, and here's what we got. So come on in here, and like normal rice, you have to fluff it. Take a fork and just fluff it nice, and you can see that everything is beautiful, looking good, and boy, I tell you, it smells great. So there you have it, Rice-a-Roni, and I think there's only one thing left to do. and that is to taste it. So there you have it, Rice-a-Roni, the San Francisco treat. Say, if you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you'll be notified every time we publish a new video. Well, girls, I think there's only one thing left to do, and that's to give it a taste test. Let's grab our little taste tester bowls and give it a try. Good. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time from the Warner's Kitchen. Keep eating it. Yeah.